Hello and welcome to the Automation, Version Control, Integration training. In this video, we will learn how to create a GitHub repository, how to use the Git init option to add our project to a new local Git repository, how to push our project to a remote repository, and how to disconnect from source control. Let's imagine that we're starting a new automation project and we need to set up a GitHub repository for our team. We want to upload the ReFramework template in the repository, and the development team will collaborate to build the project. We'll start by creating a new GitHub repository. So let's click the New button. Let's use the project name, Acme Data Scraping, to set the repository name. Optionally, we can add a description. Next, we'll set the user permissions. We can choose to make this repository public, which means that anyone can see this repository, but we can choose who can commit. Or private, which means that only selected users can see it and commit. For this demo, we'll set it to private. Okay, we're done here. Let's click Create Repository. The repository page is displayed. Here, we can find the URL for the repository. Let's go back to UiPath Studio and see how we can connect our project to the newly created repository. It's time to connect our blank Robotic Enterprise Framework project to the repository so that our team can collaborate during development. In Studio, we have two options to do this. One is the Add to Source Control button in the status bar, or from the Team tab in the Backstage view. Let's use this option. In the Team tab, we have four options when working with Git. We can clone a remote Git repository on our local machine. We can copy the current project to an existing Git repository. We can create a new local Git repository and copy the project to it. Or we can disconnect the current project from Git. Because we want to create a local repository and copy the project to it, we'll select the Git init option. We'll select the project folder for the repository. By default, all of the project files are selected to be added to the repository. Let's add a commit message. And click Commit and Push to upload the project to the remote repository as well. The Manage Remotes windows is displayed. This will let us select the remote repository that we want to connect to. This is where we'll use the URL for the GitHub repository we've created earlier. Let's copy it in the URL field. Let's give it a name. This is just so that we can identify the repository in the Manage Remotes window. Let's click Add and Save. All of the files should have been sent to the GitHub remote repository. We need to refresh the page to see the changes. Great, here they are. If you want to disconnect your project from Git, you can simply click Disconnect and OK. And we're done. Our local instance of the project is disconnected from Git. This concludes our demo on adding a project to GitHub. Thank you for watching and see you next time.